everyone. Thank you so much for coming out to hear stories of fun on four wheels. So many wheels as you want. So many friendly faces I know in the crowd. Thank you. Okay, so we have a fun lineup for y'all. I'm going to go first, so I'll start. Hi, my name is Mandy Shunnarah, they, them pronouns, and I'm a skater in town who loves shredding at skate parks. I'm not very good. If you came to this last year, you might remember I was on a knee scooter because I had broken my ankle very badly while attempting to shred a bowl. So here we are, still at it, got a scar to prove it, fun times. Anyway, I actually love skating so much that I wrote a book about it. And it is called Midwest Shreds, Skating Through America's Heartland, and it comes out next month. That's July 16th. I feel so tall, this microphone's so short. But it comes out July 16th. The launch will be at $2 Radio headquarters, which is on a Tuesday at 8 p.m. So mark your calendars, and if you want the book, put it in your notes app. I wish I had copies here for you all, but unfortunately I gotta wait 5 weeks or I'll get in trouble with the publisher. So put it in your notes app, Google Midwest Shreds, the book, you will find it. And in the meantime, I'm going to share the first chapter. So, and if you've never been to a skate park, this is a good primer on what it feels like. The sound is something like a scrape, maybe a rough grain sandpaper. At first, you can't stop noticing how loud it is, how loud you are, riding on these 8 roller skate wheels. Though rollerblading is still a thing and skateboarding is certainly more common, I prefer to go to skate parks in good old-fashioned roller skates. I learned to roller skate as a kid at the rink, so it seemed natural that those are the wheels that I would also take to the skate park. I've been delighted by the rise in popularity of skate park roller skating since the pandemic, and at least now I'm not alone when I go out. Eventually, you stop noticing the scraping sound because it's always there, like the hum of a city at night, the throbbing that is proof of life. And like the heartbeat of a city, you come to only notice it when it's gone. Columbus is a city with one, I repeat, one indoor skate park. And it comes to be a crowded place in the winter when ice is frozen in the bottom of the bowls and there is snow coating the tops of the rails. Yeah, there's a camaraderie among those of us willing to leave our warm houses in the dead of winter and to go to a chilly warehouse in the middle of no man's land near the airport to skate. And some days in Ohio winter, it's already dark by the time Skate Naked, the indoor skate park, opens at 3 p.m. No matter what wheels we ride, whether skateboards, scooters, rollerblades, or roller skates, we're all willing to get out into the snowy flurry because we're itching so badly to put wheels under our fragile bodies that we have convinced ourselves are not so fragile, often against our better judgment. Though Columbus is not part of the Rust Belt, cities in the Midwest seem to exist in the popular imagination as a land of decay. The skeletons of former factories, the husks of great industry packed up and gone away. People outside the Midwest see the curated tragedy porn on the news and see misfortune, sadness, defeat. They don't see what we see, possibility. I moved to Columbus from Birmingham, Alabama, a city that, when I was growing up, had no skate park to speak of, and of course built a fantastic skate park several years after I moved. If I wanted to skate in Birmingham, I had to do so in the streets or at the roller rink. So while Skate Naked doesn't look like much with its flaking plywood ramps that'll jab splinters into your butt, it's a world of possibility for me. From the outside, Skate Naked is a nondescript building. Its many bay doors, high ceilings, and cinder block walls indicate the businesses that were there before involved 18-wheelers. The floors that were first made smooth for forklifts now give skaters speed, enough to feel the force of the air push your hair back when you drop off the larger ramps. Jeff Trayson and John Hammond, the owners of Skate Naked, had the vision to see what the old warehouse could be, the indoor skate park Columbus so desperately needed. What was first the Buckeye potato chip plant in the 1950s, and then later a golf cart sales place, then a windows and siding shop, was transformed by their hands. When we first saw it, it was empty. Nobody else would have looked at this place and thought it was awesome, John says, speaking of his gut feeling that this was where the indoor skate park should be. I was like, we can do this, we just need to paint it, Jeff added, laughing, knowing there was so much more work ahead of them than just painting. On the whole, Midwesterners are practical people, dedicated to function and resourcefulness. Aesthetics are secondary, or, in Skate Naked's case, hardly considered at all. With the exception of a spray-painted mural above the big bowl, the park is gritty, both in the literal and figurative sense. The cinder block walls are painted black, and in some places built from plywood. The roof above both bowls leaks, and you have to carve fast on your feet to avoid wiping out on a rainy day. The sheets coating the wooden ramps are often flaking, and woe be unto you if you are the unlucky soul whose wheel adds just the right amount of pressure to break through to the other side. And I'm always surprised by the creative places patrons find to make DIY trash cans, behind a ramp, inside a wall where a piece of plywood has come loose, or just the edges of any old platform. And I never leave without a deep coat of black grime under my fingernails. And I love it. There is no place I'd rather be. Skate Naked feels like home in the way that only a place abundant with memories can. It's the place I learned to drop in on a ramp, where I learned to pump back and forth on a half pipe, where I learned to jump over stairs, and where I made my first roller skate friends. And it is the place where, one day, if I don't die trying, I'll drop into that big bowl and get a couple of carbs in, good carbs, before wiping out. The winter of 2020 to 2021 was especially brutal. There was a period of just under 3 weeks where it didn't get above freezing, so the snow just never melted. And when it finally did hit that above freezing threshold, it was only marginally so. The streets and skate parks turned into a slippery slush that was treacherous to even walk on, much less skate on. And through it all, Skate Naked was there, a beacon, as long as you weren't too afraid of the coronavirus. I hardly roller skated at all that winter, and my body ached with the longing for the changing elevation of the ramps. Every night, I dreamed about skating, nailing tricks I'd never done in real life, and getting the kind of air that's only possible in the imagination unless your name is Tony Hawk. Even in sleep, I could feel the texture of the ramp, the heart dropping into the stomach sensation of flinging myself down its slope. And in my dreams, the panic that hits the moment you know you're going to crash was absent, as was the feeling of the wind knocked out of you when you fall hard. In the morning, I'd wake to search for bruises that I wear like badges, trophies, and battle scars. The bruises that purpled my shins, thighs, elbows, and especially my butt, where there was more often than not the imprinted kiss of a skate wheel, deep enough to qualify as a hematoma. I missed those wounds. I don't know that I would have discovered my love of skate parks if I lived anywhere outside the Midwest. Columbus in particular, you can be a beginner here. Columbus is constantly reinventing itself as a city, and over the decades has gone from farm town to corporate business haven to one of the fastest growing cities in the country. And though I come from the South, I can tell you Southern hospitality is a myth. There I found people here who are much more kind. There have been kind strangers who waited patiently for me to overcome my fear at the skate park, creating space for me to learn. There's a little pressure to get out of the bowl with a quickness if I'm still trying to figure out how the curves flow. There's a little pressure to get off the top of the ramp as fast as I can if I need a minute to talk myself into stepping over and letting its slope propel me downward. I came to Columbus because I met a man. But me getting to fulfill my childhood dream of shredding at skate parks became a welcome bonus. I could be a beginner here. I could roll, fall, collect my bruises like Girl Scout patches, get up and do it all again with minimal dirty looks. Columbus allowed me to learn. I made a home in Columbus, and I found my skating home in the process. I skate because I live here. I keep living here because I can skate here. Thank you all so much. So again, that was just a little taste of Midwest Shreds, Skating Through America's Heartland. Again, the book comes out in 5 weeks, and pre-orders make all the difference in the world for authors. So please, please, please pre-order it, buy it. There are lots of good stories in there. And we have more storytelling for you. So next up is Lauren Phaneuf. You may know her as one of the co-founders of the Clintonville Roller Club, and she has just gotten back from the trip of a lifetime that she is going to tell you more about. So give it up for Lauren.